Alright, finally got my package from TouchPico. Came in May 5th, 2015. I've been waiting for it since last year, so I'm very excited to see what it looks like. So this is the box that it's coming in. A little bit of the Facebook font with the white on the blue.
La payada milonguera y el fantasma de la indiada. China se va con mate. Tango.
Job on this. Foam.
Marineros.
So maybe I gotta keep this.
Inmigrantes.
2 Stylus.
Bandoneón, violín y flauta. Habanera.
Remote.
Canzoneta de los tanos.
Air mouse, I guess.
Piano, piano nació el tango. Nació el baile, compadrito y orillero, guapo, futurista y nostalgioso.
Very nice.
Mestizaje de europeos, negros, indios.
It's actually smaller than I expected. The USB,
En el Río de la Plata hace mucho,
HDMI audio
no
out,
se sabe justo cuándo,
PC in.
un buen día nació el tango.
Pin for putting on a tripod or something. On this side we have some volume and power. Power adapter. User manual. Some batteries and USB mini to full size. It's very good for the cases. Smooth if you unbox it. TouchPico. Alright, so this is the sort of home image for the TouchPico pond as it's marketed in the brochure and the packaging. I've got in my basement, all the lights are out. You can see the image is quite crisp, quite clear. I'm using the one of the 2 Stylus that came with it. I got the black one. You can see that the if I press the button, even at quite a distance, you see that the it does pick it up and does place it onto the screen. But it also will and should give you, without touching the button, you can see that it does create the image, and that's because there's a clicker inside the tip. And one of my 2 styluses is not working currently, It does work if I click the button, but just by pressing it doesn't actually activate the infrared light, so it doesn't work. So I'll be contacting them and looking for them to send me a new stylus. This is fairly typical for Android if you've used Android before. If you drag from the top down, you get different types of menus. If you drag the top right or top left, if we go into the settings, I've got Bluetooth on. Actually, I'm not using that, and the Wi-Fi display. So currently, my the projector is plugged in, so it's at full brightness. If I have it, if it's not plugged in and on battery mode, basically it's halfway brightness. Some battery stats there. It's showing an hour and a half, and I've seen one person put a comment on the Indiegogo website saying they barely got half an hour. I tried it this morning, full battery, and I got to an hour and a half, and it still showed a couple bars. So I'm guessing it's gonna, if you don't have the wireless and the Bluetooth on, and it's the brightness is at its lowest or medium, then you're gonna get a lot more juice out of the unit. The buttons at the bottom here, these are your typical Android buttons. The back button works in most apps to get you back to the previous screen. There's a famous Fruit Ninja app that they like to show. I think it's a good demo because it shows the precise tracking of the stylus. It's not perfect, but actually it's quite impressive how well it works. The apps load at a speed that you would expect from a medium range phone currently, or a tablet, and the tracking is quite good. Obviously you need to be careful about the stylus. If you're creating a shadow with your stylus, it's not going to show. There's a light at the end, and if this is not seen by the tracker, then it won't work, obviously. So you can see it tracks relatively well. I'm going to let that bomb fall, and to get back to home, you just drag up and go home. There's very few apps actually that were preloaded. Some of them, like Netflix, it was just the icon that brought you to the Play Store, and once you get to the Play Store, then you could buy the app. Yeah, so that's it. So let me turn on a few lights and show you how it's a little bit lumens challenged. If you've had bigger projectors before, or you've had a Pico projector, you know that's a little bit of an issue with these very small projectors. As soon as you get a little bit of ambient light, you quickly lose the quality of the image. So don't expect to be using it in daylight or in any bright rooms or with the lights on. It's quite limited to that. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do with this projector is actually to hook it up to above the head, either on the ceiling or something. And one of the things that I've created for another project is I just have a screw that goes into the bottom of projectors or cameras, and then I've taken a neodymium magnet from a hard drive that an old hard drive that I've taken apart, and it's a really powerful magnet. So if I put these together, I have a very good solid take on here. I can clip this to anything metal, and if I'm on a thin enough piece of wood or any other substance, I can stick another magnet on the back and then put it on something. So I'm actually gonna hook it up. I figured out that my chandelier is just magnetic enough, so I'm gonna put it on there and show you guys how I want to use it. So now I've put the projector up in the chandelier. I've got the magnet sticking to this sleeve of the chandelier. Just got to make sure that the projector lens and the infrared are free and clear of any dangly bits. So this is the screen you get when you first turn it on. Just turn the lights out. And usually it'll take you to a screen where you need to calibrate your stylus. You just hold on for a couple seconds, go to the next corner, hold on for a couple seconds, 4 corners, once that's done, just wait a second, and then it's calibrated, and you can see generally speaking it's in the right spot. I find that on the right hand side, especially if I'm typing, for example the A or something else might be a little bit hard to reach. So for example, if we go to the Play Store, we go for a search, sometimes the Q and the A are a little bit harder to get. I think it depends on the distance you have from the screen. But generally it's quite responsive and quick. And we don't have any results for that, obviously. So a few things that I want to do here. I have projected on my table or another surface. Fun to play some top-down games on here. This is an older tower defense game. The onboard memory, it's only 4 gigs, and most of that is taken up by the software, so there's not that much available for installing different games. I've had a message already, insufficient memory, so there is a SD card on there, so I just need to make a few changes to get that SD card available for installing the apps directly on the SD card and running it off that card. So it runs very smoothly. I mean, this is very similar to maybe not the top of the line phones that are out now, maybe you know, the Note 2 or phones that are a little bit older, or some of the tablets are a little bit older. Obviously the resolution is a little bit limiting. This is an older game, so it works fine, but I haven't tried anything with that would require more pixels, and you lose some of the screen for menus and such. So yeah, so this was quite happy how this was running. Another thing that I wanted to try was Flipboard, which is an app that has I find it's very well suited for tablets and different things like so different things here. Runs very smoothly. See the animation for flipping pages, quite smooth. Obviously it's not optimized for the number of pixels in here. If you've used Flipboard before, you'd find a little bit clunky in terms of the size of the tiles, but overall I'm very happy. There's an animated GIF here running, and it's working just fine. And the font's a little bit grainy, but you can't really expect much better from this. So yeah, I'm quite happy, very responsive. I had a little bit disappointed at first with the responsiveness, but again, I had one stylus that was not working properly. But everything so far seems to be working as it's supposed to. Didn't have any trouble getting onto my Wi-Fi. Again, the battery life, under normal circumstances, I expect it to run for over an hour easily from what I've seen so far. So yeah, that's about it. If you need to go do some recalibration, you can come back, click here. In general, though, I found that it's even if you don't do the calibration, it does a fairly good job of guessing right off the bat. Yeah, that's it.
Africanos en las pampas argentinas. Toques y llamada de tambores. Candombe, tango. Un gaucho y una guitarra, la payada milonguera y el fantasma de la indiada.